Assalamualaikum and good morning to all. Today I want to share you the knowledge and my own experience or journey to become a professional engineer. For your information, I obtained my professional engineering in July 2015. My motivation at that time was I wanted to be a professional engineer recognized by a government body such as Board of Engineers Malaysia. Similarly, I wanted to become a corporate member of other engineering institutions. Now, I would like to start my presentation by posting the 4 W's and 1 H question. First, you need to know what is a professional engineer. What is so special about becoming a professional engineer? Do you get an increase in your salary, perhaps once you've obtained a professional status? And the next, why do we want to become a professional engineer? Is it not enough already when you have obtained your degree in engineering discipline from university? Do we need to go further to obtain such recognition? Then, next question is, who gives such recognition? Is it from a body or an organization? Then, when can we become a professional engineer? I had mine when I had 18 years of working experience. Now, I don't want you to think that you would have to wait that long for you to obtain your professional status. I chose to be that way. There are reasons why I did mine late, but take my advice, don't do it late. As soon as you graduate, enroll into courses that qualify you to become a professional from recognized engineering institution. Then, you can apply for the professional interview. Last but not least, how to become a professional engineer. I would say there are a few steps or actions that you need to take action when you want to become a professional engineer. I'll show you a brief flow chart for your knowledge on how to become one. Another additional question where actually reflects the who gives such recognition. Now, I want to show you some typical routes to become a professional engineer. Here, you must have the academic requirements as the prerequisite. First, you need to obtain the engineering degree. Once you graduate, your degree will be in chemical engineering. After graduating, you need to register with both BEM and IM as graduate member. Then, while working, you are actually undergoing training as an engineer, and you shall write whatever training or working experience that you will obtain while working in a logbook. A minimum of 3 years are required here. Then, you sign up for professional interview with IM to become a corporate member. And after becoming a corporate member of IM, then you shall apply for professional engineering registration. So you will undergo the first route. However, some people who are foreign engineer or unrecognized engineering degree can still obtain professional engineering status by undergoing these two routes. As I told you in the previous slides, commonly there are two common routes to become a professional engineer as shown in this table. However, for those who has obtained chartered engineer from a regulatory body of other country, for example, IChemE or Institute of Chemical Engineers from UK, they can consider to go through Route 3. This table you can obtain and read online in the Board of Engineers Malaysia. For Route 1, where through BEM, the candidate must have obtained 3 years practical experience with at least 2 years of general training and 1 year of professional career development. This also happens for those who want to go through Route 2 with IM. Both routes require professional interview that may consist of oral and written examinations. As for Route 3, a chartered engineer need not to sit for an interview with BM, but need to sit and pass the Code of Conduct assessment. Consequently, all these three routes shall result in similar outcome, which is becoming a registered professional engineer with Board of Engineers Malaysia. So, what is professional engineer? Basically, it is defined as a qualified person registered under subsection 10(2) of the Registration of Engineers Amendment Act 2015. Registration of Engineers Act has been amended or revised many times since 1967. The Registration of Engineers Act was revised in 1974, 1987, 1989, 2002, 2007, and lastly 2015, which is the sixth version of Registration of Engineers Act. In the last version, there are two versions of professional engineer. One is a common one, and the other is with practice and certificate. I will let you figure out what are the differences between both versions. So, a professional engineer who is registered with the body may take up employment which requires him to carry out or perform professional engineering services, be entitled to describe himself or hold himself out under any name, style, or title bearing the words professional engineer or the equivalent thereto in any other language, bearing any other word whatsoever in any language which may reasonably be construed to imply that he is a professional engineer, or using the abbreviation IR before his name or the abbreviation PH after his name or in any way in association with his name. Use or display any sign, board, or other device representing or implying that he is a professional engineer. And lastly is to use the stamp as may be determined by the board. Why do you want to become a professional engineer? It is for personal satisfaction and achievement due to the acknowledgement obtained from Board of Engineers Malaysia. It is for your career advancement. It is a credential that belongs to you, not your employer or your position. It brings the respect of your peers and goes with you wherever your career interests may take you. Professional engineer after your name indicates you have met the standards and can be respected as a professional. And of course, some company may require a professional engineer to work with them because it is a mark of a professional for ethical standards, continuing education, and professional competency are expected. And there are many more. And do take note that most foreign countries recognize the PE license. And there is one other reason for becoming a PE that may interest you. While there are many things that will affect your salary, the results of this survey of several thousand engineers a few years ago illustrates that salary from a non-licensed engineer is much less than a professional one. This survey is from the IEEE USA. I have been talking about BEM and BM from the previous slides. Here I explain further the functions of these two organizations. First of all, we need to understand the roles of the two bodies. Board of Engineers Malaysia, it's a regulatory body for engineering practices in Malaysia set up under the Registration of Engineers Act 1967. All engineering practitioners must register with BEM within 6 months of practice. As for the Institution of Engineers Malaysia, it is a learned institution for practicing engineers in Malaysia, networking, technical learning, and socializing group. So in both BM or IM, you can obtain training or attending courses conducted by both bodies that shall entitle you to undergo professional interview. When can you become a professional engineer? Once you graduate and start working to gain professional experiences, you require at least 3 years before eligible to apply for corporate membership of the IM and subsequently professional engineering registration with BEM. First, after graduating, you must register with BEM and IM as a graduate member. Then, you appoint one mentor of the same discipline, meaning chemical engineering discipline, to guide you. Preferably from the same industry, but not mandatory. If you cannot find one, you can contact IM for assistance. IM has a long list of professional engineers to become your mentor. Then, you fill in your IM logbook which you have to send to your mentor for endorsement and once a year to IM for the record. After 3 years, you may submit the following to the IM: the professional interview application form, the logbook, detailed report of your work experiences, technical report of your detailed design, and lastly, attend the professional interview. This is a good reminder for chemical engineers. Your document for submission must include these: the unit operations, the mass and energy balance calculation, the process flow sheets, PNN IDs, design calculations, construction drawings, and all these documents must be verified by a professional engineer. Professional interview is intended to test candidates on his grasp of the application of engineering principles to the solutions of problems arising in the investigation, planning, design, or construction of engineering works, or in research, his capacity to accept professional responsibility, and his ability to communicate. Besides that, there will be two types of examination: oral and written. For oral examination, normally the duration of the interview is around 30 to 45 minutes. The interviewer will ask you about what has the candidate done, why has he done it, does he fully understand what he has done, what engineering decisions has he made, what investigation and considerations undertaken to reach the conclusion. I had my interview around 1 and 15 minutes. It was tough, but I enjoyed it because the interviewer were friendly and the atmosphere during the interview was not that stressful. After that, you will undergo written examination. You are going to have two sections, A and B. Each section you are required to write approximately 1,000 words. This written examination shall last for about 3 hours. In section A, you will be tested based on the training and experience and the technical report that you have submitted to the interviewer before the interview. It shall also test you on the professionalism in your design works, site works, and project. As in section B, you'll be tested on the code of ethics that you can employ, where you will be given a case study. You shall demonstrate your role as an engineer in the society or community. Now, after the examination or the interview, if you pass the interview, your graduate membership shall be upgraded to corporate membership, and then subsequently you are eligible to register for professional engineer with BEM. To maintain for professional engineering status, you still need a technical course or seminar or contributing towards engineering advancement for you to stay relevant. A total of 50 hours of CPD per annum is required when you renew your certificate. As for BM, we need to renew our certificate every year. By end of December, we need to pay BM for our professional engineer registration. With that, I thank you for your attention and good luck.